Hi, I'm Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And we're going to go over our most exciting shoes for 2025 that we're looking forward to. But before we get into that, make sure you stay to the end because we're going to tease out some stuff that maybe we aren't supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, we'll see. New year, new us, new shoes, new everything.
New burger.
New burger, new Redinger. It doesn't work, but we're here. We're excited.
We are excited. There's some really cool stuff coming out in 2025. We couldn't contain our excitement, so we thought, Robbie, what should we do?
Let's just make a list of our most exciting shoes of 2025. I don't even know if all these shoes are gonna be good or not. I'm just excited about them. Let's start out. We're gonna go alphabetical order for this list, so no favorites, just straight A to Z. There's no Z, but we're gonna start out with Adidas, or as Thomas likes to say, Adidas. Let's talk about the Evo SL first.
Okay, so controversial because some people already have it in 24, but we're calling it 2025
The
shoe.
wide release is in March 2025.
This shoe is gonna be, I'm predicting this is gonna be your Taylor Swift of shoes this next year. Everybody's gonna be clamoring to get these, and I think that you're gonna see it on a lot of runners' feet. If you belong to a run club or something like that, get ready. This is gonna be it.
I mean, I feel like even if you're not, it's gonna be a lifestyle shoe for a lot of people. I mean, it's a great shoe. We're talking about $150 price point, a Light Strike Pro midsole.
Classic silhouette.
It's looking good. It's coming, like I said, coming in wide release in March. I don't know, this is gonna, wow. All right, let's move on. Next shoe, let's go into the Adidas Adios Pro 4. That's, again, also saw somewhat of a release here in December, but that's gonna be, gearing up for the spring races.
And this one we got to run a marathon in.
We did.
And we can tell you right now, it's a banger.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite race day shoe right now. Need a little more room in the toe box. I feel like if you go a half size up, that'll fix things. But
Or are they gonna change that just in production, you think?
Oh, maybe they will, I don't know.
Okay.
But I love that shoe. It's just like so much better version of the Adios Pro 3. Bouncy, fast,
lighter,
fun, great upper. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's punchy.
Let's move on to the next brand. We're talking about Brooks. Brooks has turned things around.
I know, I can't say that I've been that excited about Brooks in the last couple of years.
We're excited about a lot of the models getting some upgrades in 2025. So we're talking about the Glycerin Max 2 specifically, which is gonna see a DNA gold top layer. Ooh. That's the PIBA style midsole material that they're gonna be coming out with. And I feel like that's gonna be a really nice one. And then also with the DNA gold is the Brooks Hyperion Elite, the PB, 4 PB, and the 5.
Yeah. I've already run in the 4 PB. It's a big improvement. Welcome to the dance, Brooks. We're so happy you're here now. And that shoe works. And then the 5 just has some style points. I mean, the one they showed us looked like it was like the racer from Speed Racer.
Yeah.
The Mach 5 or whatever. Not the Mach 5. What was the blue racer guy?
The
Zero?
Yeah.
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 It looks good anyway.
I never actually watched Speed Racer. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. It's like I was in that in-between time of
So good.
So the PB version, which is kind of the Hyperion Elite 4.5, basically, that's coming in February for $250. Fall is the Hyperion Elite 5. All right, let's move on. Dude, Hoka had some good stuff come out 2024. We're seeing some updates to some things. Mainly Cielo X1 2.0, which is, I don't know, seems like a code to get into some nuclear missile silo, but it's still a name for some reason.
I think that's what the drones are looking for, is the name of the next Hoka shoe.
Probably. Yeah. So that's their $275 race day shoe / super shoe / daily trainer, Thomas's.
This is the hope, is that it's gonna move it fully into the race day shoe. Some changes to the upper, little tweaking of the midsole. I think that it's gonna lighten it up a little bit, and maybe it'll be that shoe that you're picking for race day.
I mean, I felt like the first version of that shoe was the most fun shoe maybe I've ever run in.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping that all carries over to this version as well.
What was a shoe that we all loved but seemed to cause problems for people?
Yeah, so the Hoka Mach X 2 2024 was such a great shoe. Maybe would have won shoe of the year except for the heel collar, which tore people's ankles to pieces.
They should have called it the Hoka Razor.
Yeah, yeah. Skechers and Hoka could have finally collabed together.
Yeah. Anyway, so they fixed that heel counter and the collar. And it's pretty much the exact same midsole, which we loved, and the plate, and that shoe is just so much fun to run in. So we're really excited to see more people enjoy that shoe.
Yeah, and that'll be coming in, I think, late summer, early fall for $190. So definitely stick around for that one.
And then this year, I didn't even know about half the stuff Hoka was bringing out until it came out.
Right, so who knows?
Yeah, there could be other bangers in there.
All right, next up, let's talk about the Mizuno Neo Zen, which we actually have here. It's actually out now, but I think the full release is January 1st. We've been running in this shoe, so we can tell you that this is a shoe you want to be excited about.
It's exciting, the price is exciting, the fit is exciting, the foam is exciting. If they don't change anything with the fit, which I don't think they are right now, the only thing I have to say about the shoe is go a half size down.
Yep. But bouncy underfoot, soft but bouncy. It harnesses all that feeling that we loved in the Neo Vista into a more, I don't know, normal trainer, daily trainer.
What I like about it, the Neo Vista was a lot of fun, but that wide gape in the middle made it a little unstable because you had those two rails basically of rubber on the side. So with this not having that plate and that valley, this one feels a lot more stable, but you still have all that cush.
Yeah, I think this, it was this TPU midsole. I think people are gonna be a little bit surprised by what Mizuno is coming with. So if you haven't experienced yet, or the Mizuno comeback, I think this is gonna be the one.
Enter Z next.
Yeah. All right, Thomas, let's move on to New Balance.
One of my favorite shoes is the Rebel. It's had some ups and downs, but the Rebel 4 was great, and it just needed a little tweak to make it even better, and I think the Rebel V5 is gonna be that tweak.
All right, and I don't know how much we're allowed to talk about it right now, but we can tell you it's coming.
Yeah.
We can tell you that it's probably gonna be good.
And it comes in a lot of good colorways.
All right, and then we also have the New Balance SC Elite V5, so that's their carbon plated race day shoe. Thomas, that's also seeing some upgrades, I believe.
I think they've been listening to the people. They're bringing that platform in a little bit. It's gonna be lighter. It's gonna be more race-like. It's gonna have a little more,
I think that's what we want.
It's what we want.
The SC Elite has always been a little bit too conservative. Nice comfort over a marathon, but sometimes you want a little bit more aggressiveness. So hoping we get that.
I think we're gonna get that, at least from what I'm seeing.
All right, cool. Let's move on to Nike. There were some shoes in 2024 that we were excited about coming into the year, like the Alpha Fly. But honestly, besides that, there wasn't much else.
No.
I feel like things are starting to change.
It's starting to tip.
Yeah.
One of these shoes I've already run in and really had a good time running it. It's very nice. I enjoyed reviewing it. The price tag's a little heavy, but we're talking about the Pegasus Premium.
Right, so that's a $210 shoe that's coming in spring 2025. Now, a lot of people have seen this shoe and they say, this is BS, this is a lifestyle shoe, what are you talking about? This is a running shoe. It has a full layer of Air Zoom in it, has some ZoomX foam, but what's been your experience in this shoe?
It's really fun. Like, it is a heavy shoe on the scale, but because of the ZoomX and the air, coming in there, you really get a bounce and a lot of energy return. So like, I was doing long double-digit miles and the shoe just sang. It just felt great. It never felt heavy on my feet. And my legs felt great afterwards. I don't know what more you could ask for for a shoe like that.
And so, in case you haven't watched our running, our videos from the running event, which you should do, the Nike is moving things, shifting things around, moving shoes around, getting rid of some other models. So we're not gonna see the Invincible anymore. We're not gonna see the Infinity Run. So they're moving them into these different silos or categories.
It's either gonna be the Peg, the Vomero, or the Structure.
Yeah.
And one of them we're really excited about is the Vomero. That's their cushioning platform. And there's some crazy looking stuff coming out of there.
Yeah, so there's gonna be the standard model of those shoes, and there's gonna be the Plus and the Premium, and you'll see different aspects. You can kind of figure it out from the shoes that we've seen already in the Pegasus Plus and the Pegasus Premium, kind of where their shoes are gonna fall into in those categories. So we've seen a couple of them. I think people are gonna be interested, I think it'll also be divisive, I'll say that.
Yeah, it's gonna shake things up. But here's the thing that we're seeing a trend across the board is that lifestyle shoe and that performance shoe, they're starting to kind of bring them together where you're having shoes that not only look great and interesting, but they're also gonna perform.
Yeah, I think with the rise of the run clubs, the more social aspect, just running in general becoming more
popular.
Yeah, I think that we are starting to see that kind of melding of the two. And speaking of, that was a little segue, but speaking of running becoming more mainstream in the public, more runners are getting at, people started in the pandemic or in the social clubs or the running clubs are now increasing their distances, maybe doing their first marathon. And now we have a first-time marathoner shoe in the On Cloudboom Max.
Yes. And what's exciting about this one is it's really designed for somebody who's going to be out there a little bit longer. So your 3:30 and above marathon, this shoe is supposed to be more efficient, supposed to help you get through the marathon more comfortable, and it looks great too.
Yeah, and we've seen that with these shoes like the Salomon S-Lab Spectre, which has been geared towards 3:30 and slower marathoners, that I feel like that's a thing, a niche that brands are leaning into, is that first-time marathoner or slower marathoner who maybe needs a little bit more support or cushion or comfort over the marathon.
You're still getting all the premium like ingredients, but it's put into a setup that's going to be better for you. Like, okay, if you're going to be the tip of the spear and you're running in our premium race day shoe that we developed for the top athletes, you're going to not get the benefits of having some of the stability and stuff that as your form breaks down over the marathon. For someone who's out there for 2 hours and 9 minutes, 2 hours and 10 minutes versus somebody who's out there for 3 hours and 30 and above, these shoes are going to have a better experience for you in the long haul. So it's not necessarily like, hey, we're gatekeeping the technology. It's like, hey, this might actually give you a better experience.
Next up, this is another shoe that you've run in, Thomas. You and Megan have both run in it, but the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2.
Love it. I absolutely love this shoe. Now, we were just talking about shoes that were built for that 3:30 and above marathoner, and then there's a different shoe for the, pinnacle runner. This shoe, I feel like works for both. It's kind of dynamic the way the foam changes when you're running in it.
Yeah, so that has the all-new Incredi-Run foam, which...
You came up with that name, didn't you?
Okay. If you don't put that on me, Ricky Bobby. The Incredi-Run foam, which is a soft, bouncy, lightweight, magical foam.
In your hand, you can squeeze it like a marshmallow. It's like blish. But once you start running, and especially when you start picking up the pace, it somehow gets denser. So while you're running, say, more easy paces, it feels great because it's nice and bouncy and soft. But as you start to pick it up, instead of it being like that situation where we talked about in other shoes where if it's soft, it starts to feel like you're running through sand, the shoe actually kind of like changes as you're going through your speed and as you put that pressure on the foam. It's really dynamic. And the shoe is so much fun to run in. I really like it. I think it's probably one of the better race day shoes I've run in, period, across the board. And I think it will work for just about everybody.
And I think that's coming in at the $275 price point in spring 2025. Continuing with Saucony, we have another very popular shoe. I think it's one of the most visited reviews on both YouTube and our website. The Endorphin Speed 4 is seeing an update to, guess, the Endorphin Speed 5.
Wait, they're not skipping a number. That's amazing.
Yeah, they're not Norda, so they're staying to the normal numbering sequence. So we're going to the Endorphin Speed 5. That's gonna be an exciting shoe.
I mean, hopefully it's not an exciting shoe. It's so well loved that it's hopefully just a continuation of what makes the Speed a great shoe.
Yeah, I think they're trying to make it even a little bit more aggressive, back to the kind of what we loved in the Speed 1 and 2. So we'll see, hopefully that works out. Again, it's just a great versatile shoe that everybody loves, and they're gonna release it in the Mutant colorway, which is somehow, 5 years later, now a heritage color.
Wait, I mean, with the attention span these days, that does seem like a long time, doesn't it?
I mean, anything before COVID seems like decades ago, so fair enough. All right, moving on, let's get to the Sketch, honestly, the whole Skechers line.
Just that they're back almost.
Yeah, it's mostly just Skechers. They're back. We thought they were just gone. I thought Skechers Performance was done for.
Yeah, and then we tried a couple of their shoes on while we were at the running event. And I have to say, they're good.
Yeah, they have a whole new Aero line coming out. So it's 3 different shoes. One's like a max cushion super trainer. like a tempo shoe. The Volt is a race day / tempo shoe.
That was the one I kind of was into.
Yeah, I think people are gonna like that. And they're using their Hyperburst foam, the nitrogen infused supercritical. I think they've always done that well. So
they were the originators.
They were. So I'm excited to see what's coming from them. All right, next one's a weird one. I didn't expect this to be on here. We're talking about Speedland.
For the road?
Yeah, for road. So we're talking about the Speedland RX FPY, which is, again, a lot. So this is Speedland athlete Don Reichelt's first or signature shoe. And it's a road model that employs the Speedland BOA Fit system with the dials on top, but it also has this midsole that takes a page from the Adidas Pro Evo 1 playbook, which is it's an uncompressed block of foam that was basically cut out into a very lightweight shoe for how much stack and substantial elements there are to it. I think it's going to be an interesting shoe.
I tried it on. They give you two options. You can put a plate in it or not have a plate in it.
Right.
And I tried on both, and I have to say, without the plate, and normally I'd be like, I think I'm going to like it without the plate because I like that cush, I like that bounce. It was almost too bouncy, too squishy without the plate. I put the one on with the plate, and I was like, all right, this feels amazing. This one's not cheap. If you've got the cash and you want a shoe that you could do that long distance, it's going to be going right up against shoes like Mountain Coast or something like that, where you're going to be looking for that ultra distance shoe for the road.
Yeah, and you said it's not cheap. It is $299. I think pre-orders open up shortly, deliveries in April. It's going to be an interesting shoe for sure. All right, Thomas, last in the shoes we can talk about category.
Just tell me it's something that's foot shaped.
You got it, dude. It's your lucky day. We're talking about the Topo Athletics Cyclone 3. This is kind of one of those sleeper hits that a lot of people, especially maybe people who have defected from the Ultra Cult, have moved on to Topo Athletic. The Cyclone 3 is a very simple daily trainer / tempo shoe with a full Pebax midsole.
5mm drop.
5mm drop, only 28mm stack in the heel.
This is that shoe for all those people that are complaining that shoes are getting too stacked and too cushiony and too that. This one feels low to the ground, fast.
Grab it, we actually have it.
Yeah, we do have it. It's quick in the turnover, it's light. Like, if you've been complaining that things are getting too stacked, too cushy, this is going to be your shoe.
Yeah, so that's 7.4 ounces for your men's size 10.5.
Now with a Pebax midsole, it's got to be expensive, right?
$150 coming in February 2025. So there we go. As you might have noticed, we didn't do trail shoes in this video. Our lead trail reviewer, Taylor Bodine of the Dirt Division, he's out in Colorado. He'll probably give you a preview, but what I'm excited for personally, the Norda 005. I feel like that's going to be an awesome shoe.
We wore that for an entire week.
We did. We actually run in it. I'm excited about that. We saw the Satisfy, the rocker. That looks like it's going to be a great shoe. You can probably guess it's not going to be super cheap, but some cool stuff into that. The North Face is doing some awesome things. Normal, La Sportiva. Dude, I feel like trail is hitting its stride right now, where there's just some crazy models coming out from all kinds of brands. We have our most exciting trail shoes of 2025 preview on the website. It's like 16 or 17 shoes over there.
Make Taylor get in front of a camera and read them off.
Yeah. So maybe we'll make him do that. So check that out. But let's move on to maybe like the secret under embargo segment. We can't really say much about some of these shoes, but I'll see what Thomas does so he gets in trouble for it and I don't. So take it away, Thomas.
All right. Look, I hyped up a shoe really bad, and when it came out, it was a disappointment.
This is in 2023?
Yeah, I was like, it's gonna change the running, it's the greatest shoe ever. And that was the Prime X Strung 2.
Yeah.
When we got here, I still believe that we tried on a prototype shoe that didn't quite make it to production.
For sure.
This year though, I tried on the Prime X Strung 3, and they said it was in final phase. So it should be what comes out, and if it is, I'm gonna say again, man, I can't wait for this shoe.
All right, I'm not saying anything, but I also didn't try it on, so, or at least in my size anyways.
I'm also excited, an update to one of our favorite shoes, the Boston 12 is coming.
Yeah, and you can probably guess what other Adidas shoes are. Takumi Sen sees an upgrade every year. that's always been one of our favorite up-tempo shoes, 5K, 10K racers. So that's, I'm sure, will be exciting as well. Because we've also seen the super foams, the really nice foams, kind of start trickling down into everything now.
Yeah.
Which you may have noticed from some of the previews already. And I think that's going to be exciting and moving the ball forward. ASICS has some stuff coming that's pretty sick.
Dude, ASICS is going to be hitting it out of the park. You're going to see something from them. May got to test out one of their shoes that we can't even talk about that is right up there with the pinnacle of what's available on race day today. And she said it's as comparable to the top stuff as you can get. And
watching Thomas on the struggle bus.
I want to tell you what it is.
It's my favorite thing ever.
It's amazing. It's going to be great. And I also know that they're working on some other shoes. We've heard some names thrown around that I won't repeat because they're telling me that it's not that name, but I think it is that name.
Okay.
But it might have Blast in the name somewhere. It's going to be great. It's going to be up there with the Super Blast as a shoe to consider for running around.
All right.
You know what, Robbie? The ones that we couldn't talk about, we kind of alluded to them. We saw some stuff from Nike in the Structure line that you guys were like blown away by.
I mean, visually, I thought it was pretty awesome. Obviously, I didn't try it, so I have no idea. I'm excited to. I know we didn't mention the Tracksmith Elliott Racer. That's going to use a drop-in midsole with a plate. I'm interested in it. I don't know. Like, I'm interested in anything that people trying new stuff.
Yeah, that one's going to be coming out. You're going to first see it in Miami. They're going to be releasing it there. And they've got some other stuff up their sleeve at Tracksmith. They're going to really make a go of it in the running space for footwear.
And I'm excited just to see, because shoe and culture, running shoes, run culture, regular culture, trail, everything is like kind of swirling together. We've seen some sick collaborations over the last year. I think it's going to be 2025 is just going to blow the doors open on all that stuff. So I'm excited to see what's coming in that way and how running is just going to keep taking off and going up.
So that's it for our top shoes of 2025, or the things that we're excited about. If you're excited about it too, go ahead and subscribe, because that's where you're going to see the reviews of those shoes. And tell a friend they can subscribe as well. Like this video. Check out our podcast, The Drop.
Yep. And subscribe to our email, weekly email, where you get all the reviews in one spot. So you don't even have to come back to the site actually, you should come back to the site every day, but you will get the shoe reviews all in one spot. And video reviews, I add in something ridiculous at the end each week.
Easiest way to sign up for that is to go to believeintherun.com.
Yep, or in the description, actually.
Oh, even easier.
Yeah. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right.
Let's roll.
Thanks for watching.